We rescued Remington and Luna January 2020, and they were part of a very long court battle against Dade City Wild Things in Florida. This was a court case with PETA, and originally there were 5 tigers that we were called about, and one of them, not sure what happened to that one, and there were 2 other tigers. They were being held at a facility while this court case was going on, and 2 of the tigers escaped and were shot and killed. In turn, kind of forced the judge's hand to have us immediately come and get Luna and Remington and bring them to our facility. The change, thankfully, I mean, it's so short when you're looking at behavior change, because you go into a rescue and you're not really sure what's happened to them, where they've been, what they've been through, only what we've been told. Luna and Remington were used and abused for cub petting for the first few years of their lives. So they definitely went through a lot mentally. I will say, thankfully, because we don't always go into a circumstance of rescue like that, that they were, in pretty good spirits, chuffing, friendly, and when we got back here, we immediately gave access to the habitat. Also, this was January 2020 in Florida, and we drove straight back to find a dusting of snow on the ground. Well, we actually gave Remington access first because we were going to do their introduction here after we neutered him, and so he immediately just started sliding on his back, rolling around, and sliding down the snow. Remington was originally showing signs, in fact, a few months prior, limping a little bit. Again, we know they were both used in cub petting. Pretty positive metabolic bone disease was definitely the case in their younger years. So we weren't surprised by that. We see that a lot, even though he was only 8 years old. So we were monitoring that. We immediately, Dr. Kellen, contacted K-State, and we've consulted with them multiple times in the past. And moving forward, the best thing for Remington would be to go to K-State and have a CT scan done and see really what the imaging we needed to see what was going on. It was back and forth at the beginning because he was about 480 pounds, and the machines are only rated for 450, but they were willing to take the risk to see if he'd fit through the CT scan. The whole hopes was maybe he had like a bulging disc or something. We definitely knew at this point we were watching a progression of him getting worse. So knowing that there's a surgery that could be done to kind of debride around that spinal cord and hopefully fix him and get him back. We knew there was a possibility, I guess, that he couldn't be fixed. It's heartbreaking. He's only 8 years old, and cancer can get anybody, or a tumor. It was a tumor that basically, even if operable, what would his quality of life be for a possible tumor that would grow back? And you're only talking about 5-6 months, if that, after recovery. So you always have to put the animal first and in quality of life.